Hello everyone, and welcome back to Eddie's World of Figures. I have yet another special figure for you guys to review. This one being the one and only Portgas D Ace from One Piece, but this one has been done by SS Figuarts. I've had this guy in my collection for quite some time, and all thanks to my very special girlfriend for getting me this figure. Now, I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of One Piece, and I'm not saying I don't like the show. I actually like the show from what I've seen, but there are, certain characters that I actually enjoyed when I did see them, and this one being Ace. Ace, even if I don't really know too much about the guy, and I did do my due diligence and actually did a lot of research on this guy before I even did this video, but when I found out about his backstory and pretty much how he ended up, it made me enjoy this character even more. But without further ado, let's get on this review. Okay guys, starting out, we're reviewing pretty much the details of the box itself, and right off the bat you have this very nice front cover, but front of the box design, where you have this really nice front picture of Ace himself in a really nice, chill pose. You have pretty much, I like the font on this box too. You have the pretty much SS Figuarts and the name of the figure itself just being Portgas D Ace Fire Fist. You have the pretty much what line this figure comes from, like what anime. Got the One Piece name here. Another thing I want to note is this was a P Bandai release, but my girlfriend was able to find this guy at a local collector shop, which is pretty cool to note. Seems like some of these P Bandai releases end up at, specialty shops and things like that. So if you're out and about and you weren't able to get this guy, pre-order anything like that, you have the opportunity to get this guy, at your local shop or, things like that nature. So at this right side here, you have what I've told you guys about before. You have the toy animation, pretty much authentication sticker here. Pretty much let you know this is an official figure by the line. You have Tamashii Nations logo at the bottom, and also Bandai, and you have the Tamashii Nations quality seal here at the front. Also, you have this really nice open window, pretty much displaying the figure in the center here. This guy, and this is how he would come out of the package. Of course, the hand would be different. I should have put that back in there. But you have the face plates and the accessories all in here for you to see, which is really nice that they did that, even in One Piece. And at the top here, you have this really nice Luffy hat cutout where you can still see pretty much an open window to what's inside this box. On the side, you actually have some really nice face shots of Ace, and you have a face shot of Luffy. Why that is, I'll show that in a second on the box. You have, again, at the bottom, Portgas D Ace, signifies Fire Fist. And at the back, just like any other Dragon Ball SS Figuarts box, you have some really nice pictures in the back displaying, what this figure can do, what's entailed. And why was Luffy at the bottom there? It comes with an additional faceplate for Luffy. So I noticed in the One Piece line, I guess to get you to kind of get the rest of the figures, they've included additional Luffy parts in the other figures. Very enticing. I get what they're doing there. That's a pretty cool addition, even if you don't want the figures. Like, it's not a necessary addition to the collection, but that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, some pretty good, action. I say action, but pretty much some face shots of the face plates and the designs that went into this figure. At the bottom, your typical legal stuff, your warning labels, all the other stuff. On the side here, you have some really nice art too. You have Ace here in a pretty decent action pose, and the One Piece logo here. Name of the figure again, SS Figuarts at the top, and that window does pretty much flow onto the other side of the box, so you can get a good clear view of what's inside the box again. At the bottom, you have yet another good portrait of Ace in figure form, SS Figuarts Portgas D Ace, and what variant this is. And I pointed this out before. What I like about SS Figuarts, and especially like when they're doing multiple lines in anime, is that if you're an inbox collector, they cater to that. So if you're putting this box on the shelf like so, or if you're having it this way, or even this way, you just laying it flat on the shelf or wherever you're collecting this, they cater to that. And I do like that little touch, and it seems to follow in other lines. I appreciate that. But that's enough of the box stuff. Let me get the accessories out of this box, and let's check that out. All right, guys, I'm back. Pretty much have the clamshell or clamshells out of the box, as you guys can see. It actually has two parts to it, and I will say this. So this guy, from what girlfriend was saying, what she paid for, was about 80 bucks. Now, price to plastic, and I don't feel like it's really talked about too much in the community, regardless of what line you're collecting. Now, this guy was 80 bucks. Still should be a little bit cheaper. I would say about 50 to 60 bucks. 70's pushing it a little far too, but today's time is pretty crazy with the prices. But anyhow, you get a ton of accessories with this guy. You get a cloth coat, you get a scarf, you get these really nice fire effect pieces here. He even has a hat, because this man wears a hat in the show. Pretty much the lasso piece, Luffy's additional faceplate here, a backpack, multiple additional hands, 4 additional faceplates, and you guys see me flip it around here in the back. You see that there's another hair piece here that actually goes with the hat that these lasso pieces attached to. So you're getting quite a bit with this figure, which I appreciate. I wish they would do this more. And when I did research, not only for the character, but this figure as well, I found out that they brought in a very special sculptor to pretty much engineer this guy. And I'm gonna bring the figure out himself, and I'll get into the details in depth right after I, pretty much talk about the accessories. But the attention to detail that they put into this figure, like pretty much paying homage to Ace. And this isn't the first time that SS Figuarts has done Ace figure, but this is definitely a huge improvement from the past Ace. Like the way the face plates look right now, and I haven't even taken them out the package yet to show you guys, they are immaculate. Like this is like straight out of the anime. What does hurt me as a fan of this, pretty much Tamashii Nations, right? They don't always treat other lines the same as they do others, which is crazy. It's like, and this is a little small rant, and I'll move on from this. Like, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, but it's like some of the figures that we get, sometimes they just don't hit. But like a lot of times you get these other lines, like One Piece. I'm like I said, I'm not a huge fan of One Piece, but the attention to detail and just Ace himself and the art, it's immaculate. Why can't you guys, pretty much, like, you're a multi-million-dollar company, and it's like, why can't you guys do better with your figure designs? And I know sometimes, they cheap out because they want like do like a general release, stuff like that, but it's like you have the means to do better, and that's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna move away from that. But anyhow, just wanted to let you guys look at the accessories real quick. I'll go more in depth a little bit later in this video, about that. But moving on to the figure itself, I want to go into the details. So be right back. Let me get that set up. All right, guys. So I got Ace himself back out here, and I pretty much just want to carefully go over the details of this figure and pretty much how it was put together. And so far, what I see is pretty freaking cool. So you guys see his face sculpt is really good, you guys see. Like, it's nice and clean, especially with this being a P Bandai release. Like, there's no bleed overs, no nothing. Like, the way this guy is sculpted, like, you see the musculature, let me get my words out correctly there, the musculature, The way his tattoos have been applied, like it's not rubbing off or anything like that. Like the paint application and the accessories themselves that come on this guy, like this little clear plastic here, the way the knife has been painted, like everything has been nice. It's been nice. And I've had this guy in my collection for a couple months now, and so far so good. Like there's no paint rubbing off or anything like that. Even like the feet and stuff like that, painted real nice. Even with this this gold paint, like it's all really nice detail. Like the boots, the pants, just the way the scope worked. Like even the tattoo in the back here, just simply nice. Like why can't the other figure lines get this much care? Maybe it's cost, you know, paying the sculptor to do it. I don't know. That I pretty much probably answer my own question, but you know. If you guys, I'm talking about you guys, but I'm talking about Tamashii Nations. Like, if Tamashii Nations would put this much care in all their figures, because they don't always, then I feel like the fan base would be even bigger. Like, it's huge, but I feel like it would be even bigger than what it is today. Like, if they actually like catered to pretty much all their figure lines. But anyhow, the hair design is immaculate. Like, it looks like actual hair. Like, it's plastic, yes, but it looks like hair, like anime hair. You know, the chest, you know, all that sculpting, his abs, like the way this man looks in the show, like it's like pretty much they've taken Ace out of the anime and pretty much made him into an immaculate figure form, and I like it. I like it very a lot. Sorry if I'm over here like all over the place, you know, trying to keep it together. I'm just excited to review this guy with you guys, like. Especially after finding out his backstory, you know, and pretty much like his whole character arc. It was amazing. So I'm glad they paid homage to this guy in the right way. Like, he deserves it. But the way the belt, all this, like I said, the paint, everything is just really cool. I'm trying to figure out what else is there. Like, it's like even like the backpack. The backpack design is really cool. Like, they didn't have to go this far just for this backpack accessory. Like, the paint, the sculpt work, like, it's not just a plain piece of plastic. Like, there's actually like sculpt work in this. It's painted, yes, but like there's actually depth to this backpack, and I like that it took it this far. The backpack, let me bring out the hat. The hat details, like, guys, the amount of care that they put into Ace, like, so nice. Like, you got the top of the hat, you know, with the smiley face and the frowning face. This is really cool. And yes, it comes with this, you know, hair accessory that you put into the hat. Well, I'll say hat and hat, but you can much swap it out with the base hair scope. But I just want to show you guys all this. Like, yeah, you're paying, you know, $80, and you get this hat tassel, and these little black pieces are pretty much just like an extra. They're like pretty much just a hair detail, because this part goes into the hat like as such, and it just gives off that effect like he's pretty much on his head. But I'll show it off later too. But yeah, the attention to detail. I'm bring out the hands too. Like, some of the accessories, like it wasn't just thrown together, and that's what I'm getting at. You know, it wasn't just a thrown together and trying to get everybody's money. Like, no, there was a lot of care. You know, I keep saying that word, but you don't really get that too much in this line, or just SS Figuarts in general. But real quick, look how nice this faceplate is. Like, the paint application is real nice. You even get this nice little snot bubble effect, like, in there. Like, it's not like it's gonna fall off. Like, it's there. Like, it's in there. Like, all this is really nice. It even got little freckles. Let me get this in the camera right. Like, it's even got little freckles on his face. Like, this, I didn't even know this man had freckles until I got this figure. Like, oh wow. I'm just in anime, yeah, but it's like, that's just cool detail. They could have just left this bare plastic. But yeah. Alright guys, enough of me freaking drooling over this really nice figure. But let's move into the articulation. Let me clean up here and get all this stuff out the way, and I'll move into that section here. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back again, guys. I pretty much want to go over the articulation of Ace right now. So starting out, let's see how good of a T-pose he can do. And it's actually really good. Look at there. What if he can go even further? Yes, he can. I will point out he does have this, his necklace on, and it is somewhat floating, but at the back here, it is pegged in, but it doesn't obstruct any of his movement in his arms, as you guys can see. So, but be careful, because you don't want to break this off by accident if you're pulling up way too far, anything like that. But he does have some really decent arm movement, and you guys see here, he does have some really nice butterfly joints here. Really good too. Like, again, like, I'm going over the articulation, but the way this guy was sculpted was just really good and real thought out. But let's see, can he rotate his arm in a full 360? Yes, he can, but his articulation is so good that not only his arm itself will rotate, like this upper shoulder will rotate in a full 360, but his freaking butterfly joint will pretty much go along with it and do a 360 too. So to be mindful of that. You're like, why is his arm looking weird now? It's because everything is moving. It's just that good. But anyhow, his bicep, he does have some good swivel there. Does swivel in a full 360. Same thing on the right arm here. Let's see if he can pretty much do, and I knocked this knife off. The knife does come off. So the knife does come off, and it does rotate on a peg here, as you guys can see, and it's just a little hole. You just push that back in, and you can rotate it and pretty much move it, up and down. It can rotate on full 360, by the way. It does get caught up in the bottom, his bottom little backpack here, or little ankle pack here. Well, calf pack. We'll call it calf pack. Not even a calf pack. Jeez. Thigh pack. Jeez. Anyhow, it does move, so you can get it out of the way. But can he get his arm back pretty far, like he's about to do a bear hug? Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's decent. It's not about to be something super crazy, but the way it is, like, especially like the way they sculpted the muscles, really good. All right, moving on to his elbow joints. He does have a double joint system, so really good range of motion. Yes, his forearm comes all the way back to his bicep really well. Same thing for the left arm, and he does have his nice little elbow pad here. Nice. And this his bracelet that he has, it is floating. So if you take the arm, but if you take the hand off here, you see it does have like a normal wrist peg. It can fall off, and be careful if you have this guy, because it can come up missing. So you just carefully put that back on. So his neck, he does have some really good neck rotation, as you guys can see. Really good joint. And if you remove his head, is just a simple dumbbell joint, but he does have this extra hair piece that sits on the neck joint, just a little added detail there. Little simple ball and socket that goes in the head, nothing too crazy. And a little attention detail, it does have this nice little cutout in the back of the neck to have just a little bit more range, so it doesn't get obstructed. But this guy is really good. Put that back in. He can, let me fix his hair in there. Be careful, this hair, if it is, I won't say free floating, but it can be rotated around. So be careful when you're putting the hair back on. You don't want to obstruct the movement. And once you get it in, it does sit in pretty nice where you can barely tell it's there. As you guys can see. Anyhow, he can look up this far. Let me, my camera. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Anyhow, he can look up this far. And he can look down pretty good. Now his freaking ab crunch, really good, as you guys can see. Like, there's some really good joint system here. He can go in pretty good. Pretty good. Looking up with that same joints here in his bottom torso. really well. It's like he gets kicked. Oh, he's getting kicked in. Like, look at there, that range. You don't always see that in SS Figuarts figures too often. Like, this guy was over-engineered, but it's good. Look at there. And there's a gap there, but why couldn't the new Goku be like this? Like, look at the range. Like, there's no gap. Like, everything's still flush. Like, it's not obstructing itself. Like, whoa, this is good. Side to side, really good too. You guys see? Let me just move his knife out the way. And at his bottom, let's say his waist, he cannot do a full 360. It does get obstructed by the plastic. Now, if you force it, you're already going to break this guy, so I wouldn't force it. But, you know, upper abdomen, you know, really nice movement. As you guys can see, bottom of the waist, he does have a little bit of swivel left and right, but not too much. Bottom of the legs, he can do a really decent splits. You guys see here? Put the camera down again. This guy's a decent size figure, by the way. Like, he's not like super tall, but he's decently tall. Put it like that. But decent splits, and the rubber is like a soft rubber plastic, so it does have some good range of motion, so it's not obstructing anything. He can kick his leg up that far. Really good. It can go all the way back. You almost kick the back of his head. Look at there. Sorry about that. But yeah, he can almost kick the back of his head. Look at there. Left leg can go up this far as well. And come all the way back. Knee joint can pretty much go all the way and touch the back of his calf. You know, it is obstructed a little bit by the back of the shorts here, but that double knee joint is really good. And there is some thigh swivel here. You guys can see, like, he can rotate his thigh. It's awkward on camera and in person, but he can rotate his thigh. It is on a ball swivel, as you guys can see. So you get immaculate amount of range of motion with this guy, just along with the arms and the legs, the knees, all that. Now his feet, really well. Like, they come down this far. Like, he can just pretty much just jump up and fly. Look at the range there. And they can come in that far. Like, his toe, like the top of his freaking boot here will almost touch like the bottom of his shin. Almost. That's how good it is. That toe swivel, really good as well. Goes in that far. Going down, doesn't come out at all. It stops. Same thing on the left foot. Comes in that far. Stops there. He does have some side swivel. Now, you can rotate the foot out like he's got a broken ankle. It's crazy. You can do that. That pretty much becomes a side-to-side swivel pretty much when you move it in that manner, as you guys can see. Like I said, this figure is over-engineered, but this is what you want from a P Bandai release. Not only like the alternate colors, but the attention to detail. Like, a lot of times, like, Tamashii Nation be putting figures on P Bandai just to put them on there, just for like the unnecessary scarcity, or the, what would you call it? Like, I say scarcity, but it's like that false sense of urgency or like rarity that they put out now. But overall articulation with this guy, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, 10 out of 10. Like, this is probably the best articulated figure I have in my collection, like, hands down. And I'm not sitting over here trying to over exaggerate. Like, I have over 100 figures in my collection. Like, I have a lot. And a lot of them I haven't even gotten to at all. Like, I haven't even scratched the surface. But anyhow, best articulated figure in my collection, hands down. Like, I'm really glad my girlfriend got me this figure. But I'm trying to think what else I can show you guys, because it's just that good. But I think that's everything. I know, of course, the head, like, it does rotate in a full 360. The hands, you know, they move. They got your typical SS Figuarts joints. You rotate those out. But yeah, other than that, articulation, really good. I just spent 10 minutes talking about this. I have to cut that down. But articulation, amazing. All right, moving on now. All right, guys. For my final thoughts of this figure at this point now. I feel like I've rambled on enough. But pretty much to sum this up, this is a amazing figure, especially for the price that you're getting him for. $80 after tax, at least here in the US, 70 to $80. That's actually really good for the amount of, plastic, the details that went in this guy, the articulation, the accessories, like everything that comes. And he comes with a cloth freaking cloak here. Like this cloth coat here, really nice. And the scarf that comes with it. Whoops. And the scarf that comes with it, like, yes, freaking cool. Like, the imagination, you got to do more of that. The fire effect pieces, you guys see how the fire fist on, the face plates, like everything about this figure. Like, this is probably my first time giving a figure in my collection. And again, it's all my opinion, but this is a figure in my collection, a solid 10 out of 10. Like, price to plastic, especially how expensive crap is getting these days. Price plastic, attention to detail, even like availability. Like, I thought he was just locked away, at secondhand users or pretty much scalpers and things like that, because that's usually what happens with premium Bandai figures. But no, you can find this guy in like local retailers. You actually carry SS Figuarts or collector's items, things like that, for a decent price. You might even find them on a good little discount. But everything about this guy is just really good. Like, it's like they took, again, Ace. I'm glad they got whoever they got to sculpt this figure, but it's like they took Ace and pretty much made him 1-for-1 out of the anime. Like, not full scale or anything like that, that'd be crazy. But the attention to detail, and I don't keep saying that, is just, I can't get over how good this is. The paint, everything, the tattoos, like everything about this guy. Like, it's like, this is Ace. Like, I'm glad they paid homage to this man. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but this character, they did him justice. Definitely did him justice. And I'm happy to own this guy in my collection. Never going to get rid of him, or pretty much any of my figures, because I'm one of those collectors. But happy to have this guy. So, as I always say, if you're able to, get this guy in your own collection and it's within your budget, I say get him. Go on at him. I'm not even a One Piece fan, and I have this guy in my collection. That's how good he was. Good of a character himself he was. Like, really touched my heart, this guy. But that's enough of that. Hope you enjoyed this review, me reviewing Ace. Let me know down in the comments what other figure or let alone character, that you probably want to see me review. You probably watched my very first video, my entire collection, that Dragon Ball cabinet. If you guys see any figure in that cabinet that you want to see me review, early, because I do plan on pretty much reviewing every figure in that cabinet, plus my figures that I have in other places. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm glad you guys are engaging in the videos now. Like, I like that. It shows me not only that you're watching my content, but you also care, just like I care about this figure line. But once again, I appreciate you if you made it to the end of the video. And until then, I'll see you again next video. Take care.